Deep within a bleak and dismal era, hidden within the murky internet, lies the headquarters of the most sinister geeks of all time. A Legion on Zoom.
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to yet another episode of the Legion on Zoom. And as usual, I'm Ches.
And I'm Miguel.
And I'm Rod.
And there's some news that I'm not too happy about. I'll get the bad news out of the way first. But I'll be optimistic about it. I don't know why, but they're bringing back Jamie Foxx as Electro. That shit sucked the first time they did it. Oh my God. I love Jamie Foxx, but that sucked.
And I think it's funny because weren't we just talking about this, right? Like in the LoZ verse episode, right, where we went heavy into Spider-Man. There was a few times where we talked about fucking Jamie Foxx's Electro, right? No, like nothing against Jamie Foxx, right? He's a cool dude and he's a fantastic actor, right? Like he's done some great shit, but like Electro was not one of them. And so it's like, what, why? Like, why? Who was somebody asking for this? Was Jamie Foxx like petitioning this? Like, how did this fucking happen?
All right, I got 2 words for you guys. Ryan Reynolds. Redemption. Like, he had a so-so first outing as Deadpool, came back, nailed it twice, right? Maybe Jamie Foxx wants to redeem this character. Maybe, I don't know, the director of the Spider-Man shit was Mark Webb. The guy's a pun. I don't know, maybe maybe the studio, who knows what the hell happened with that mess, but we know how Sony can be, right? They could fuck up a good thing. Look at Spider-Man 3, for example. So I'm all for it. What I really want to hear, though, is about his, upcoming rumored Spawn movie that he's working on with Todd McFarlane.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't think I've heard. I know that there's a Spawn movie in the works, but I didn't know it was with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed, I don't think, but it's like a heavy rumor that's floating around. But we'll see. But yeah, Electro. I actually saw like a clip of the ending of Amazing Spider-Man 2 because I actually didn't remember how it ended. We actually all saw that together.
Yeah. And we just blocked it. We just
word.
It's funny when he gets defeated, he blinks like out of like, I don't know, he kind of blinks out of existence. So hey,
yeah,
what do you
man.
guys think?
Oh yeah. Because I think I saw that too. I saw it was a meme or something about like, oh, maybe he went into the multiverse or some other dimension, something like that. But the other thing I heard rumor wise was I don't think he's gonna be blue, which I'm like, good. I'm like, I don't really want him to be blue. Like that's weird. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm not excited. Let me just correct that. But I'm okay. I'm cautiously optimistic just because it's going to be with the MCU. And so I trust the MCU on that. And Jamie Foxx is a good actor. So I'm like, okay. And like, again, that's a good point with Ryan Reynolds, right? Like the redemption. I'm like, all right, I'm willing to give Jamie Foxx a chance to redeem himself.
I'm actually just really looking forward to a MCU rework of the Electro suit. For those of you out there who knows what Electro, well, the classic version would look like, I suggest you look it up on Google. It's one of the stupidest masks in comic book history.
Yes. It's pretty much really on the nose. Like it's just really like, all right.
Yeah. The suit is cool, but the mask is just stupid.
Yeah.
But however, in the new Spider-Man game, that was a pretty badass Electro costume. Like I've seen some good variants, but I'm looking forward to seeing an MCU-ified, for lack of a better term, version of the Electro suit. That's where I come with the drop of hope. And the fact that Jamie Foxx is a good actor. Maybe he just got dealt a shitty hand of cards. He's like, hey man, I'm getting paid, I'm gonna play this.
Ditto. And I think also the blue look, isn't that from the Ultimate Universe Electro?
Ryan,
yeah. You know that?
And speaking of the Ultimate Universe, like, the way the Ultimate Universe and the Marvel Universe, the 616, that's the mainstream regular comic book Marvel Universe. I think the first interaction that they had was through Mysterio, right?
Right.
Mysterio brought Miles Morales and Peter Parker together.
Oh, right.
So I don't know, maybe he's working something similar because we did get Mysterio, the name. We did get Mysterio talk about the multiverse in Spider-Man 2, right? Far From Home. So who knows? Maybe they could kind of backtrack the same thing that DC is doing with what we think they're doing with Flashpoint and Michael Keaton. Hey, have Electro blink into the MCU, and then that brings us one step closer to the Spider-Verse.
You know what that reminds me? Like a bit of a deep cut, complete like segue, but like off topic, but it kind of the same thing. I think Roger you remember that super glossy comic book with the chubby animation Batman versus Superman? I think that like the Atom that like he blinked himself into like the Wildstorm universe, some crazy shit like that, like a while back. Yeah, for some reason you saying that just reminded me of that. I just wanted to bring it up. That was a pretty cool thing that happened. But yeah.
Damn.
Right. I think that also happened in the New 52 universe, where it's like, I don't know, Captain Atom or Mr. Terrific, they were the first ones to breach the whatever, the multiverse.
That's what I was talking about, Captain Atom. Yeah, so he's done it more than once. I didn't mean the Atom. I meant when Captain Atom went from DC to Wildstorm, like out of nowhere. Yeah, apparently, that's some pretty bugged out hopping of universes.
Yeah, and honestly, I think for that, I'm like, all right, sure. If you're gonna try to do this whole multiverse thing, and he's like, from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man world universe, that's okay. My only concern with that is like that's tricky. I'm like, if you're gonna, you have to better do it right. Like don't fuck it up. Like I said, I trust the MCU. But another route that I'm okay with is just like reboot. Like it's just forget that version of Electro, kind of the same way that we forgot, like you were saying with Ryan Reynolds, right? We forgot his origins version of Deadpool, and then we have the version in the movies, which are it's the good version. Like I think only Chess liked the Deadpool from Origins only.
Listen, man, I go niche, but nah. That shit was wrong. that was not okay. The one concern I have is, Arts is like on what level of power are they putting Electro on at this point? You know what I mean? Like he's hopping realities, like with electricity. Like what?
It sounds awesome to me. I don't know. Think about the Flash and the Speed Force and like lightning. It's not that different. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying shit at this point.
I can see it. Like damn well there's gonna be some scene like where they're gonna like explain it in some way that's gonna make sense. I'm actually really looking forward to that too. Yeah.
All right, yes. Gentlemen, since we're on the topic of Ryan Reynolds,
yes.
I spoke about a rumor.
Here we go.
He's trying to. I don't know if he's campaigning to be part of the Snyder Cut or if DC has him in their plans for Flashpoint. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. What I do know is that they recently, reportedly, the budget for the Snyder Cut has gone from, it was like 20 to 30 million initially. Now it's up to, the rumors are now 70 million. So why would they need all that extra money? I'm wondering if they're trying to court some big names.
Or what I've been saying since the first episode is like eventually they realize, oh my God, this is a piece of shit. We need to really start from scratch. It's like basically that's the amount of money. I don't know how much, how much money they put into movies, but 70 million fucking sounds like you're doing a new movie because they're like, yeah. So it's not even going to be like Zack Snyder's Justice League anymore. It's like his new movie or something, which I'm okay with though. Like just do it. That's fine.
And that fulfills our requirement for every single episode to bring up the Snyder Cut. And at this point, some of that 70 million should be going to us.
That's right.
Yes. That's right. We've been campaigning for him, like in one way or another.
That is your weekly Snyder Cut bit. But in other great news that's not Snyder Cut related, we actually have some great news from the Disney Plus realm. We now have a Miss Marvel. We have a real life Kamala Khan, and her name is, I hope I'm saying this correctly, I'll say the last name two different ways just in case to cover my ass. So that'll be Iman Vellani or Iman Vijani.
Either or, right? Welcome to the MCU. We hope she does all right. Like, what's weird is it's apparently I've been seeing how people saying she's like a newcomer, right? And so we we have nothing to base ourselves off of. Like, is she good? Is she not? Like, I guess she kind of looks the part. All right. Like, so I'm not like excited. Like, all right, well, cool. They casted finally. Like, let's see her now in the suit and all that.
Also, welcome to like a whole bunch of money, kid. Jesus. Like I don't even want to see the contract. Is like I don't even care what it is. I'm sure it's just an insane amount of money for a child.
Yeah, this episode is going to be a little bit Kamala Khan, or is it Kamala Khan? Kamala Khan?
Wait, I don't even hear a difference in what you're saying. Like, wait, is it how do you pronounce?
Like Kamala Harris, right? Or Kamala Khan?
I'm going by the game. I think in the game they say Kamala. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's what I was going to mention. Like the video game too. This is like a Kamala Khan heavy year, I guess, for Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she's going to be awesome. You know, Kevin Feige is behind this. I mean, behind Snyder, the man I trusted the most with comic book property is Kevin Feige. It's going to kick ass.
Totally.
I only have one issue with the character.
All right, let's be careful here. Let's be careful. Hashtag cancel Chaz.
All right. They could have given the character a different superhero moniker, in my opinion. Like, I get it. She's a superhero fanatic before she becomes an actual hero. She's obsessed with Miss Marvel, but they could have given her, like, a more original name. You know what I mean? Like
what, Chaz? What do you propose?
I have no idea. I would have taken, like, Stretchy Girl or something.
Stretchy Girl.
I don't care. But, like, just, like, another Miss Marvel, like, she's such a unique and awesome character, which I actually enjoy now after playing with her in the game, that it's like she deserves her own name.
Okay, but I have a counter argument.
Do it.
Like, I think
I disagree.
Well, I like God damn, I like legacy characters, right?
Yes.
I already like Miles Morales more than Peter Parker, and Miles has only been around for like 10 years or so.
Has it really been 10
that.
years?
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy.
From his first appearance in the Ultimate Comics, about maybe 9 to 10 years.
Holy crap.
And Power Man. A lot of you may know Power Man as Luke Cage, and we all, fell in love with the Netflix version. But now Power Man is another character in the Marvel Universe, Miguel. And I think he's of Dominican origin, right?
Yes, I think
About
so. Yeah, exactly. Right. I haven't read too much about him, but yeah, because I think he's in the Champions and like in the latest iteration of that team. And so, so it's exactly. No, I'm all for legacy characters too, man.
What's the power set?
For what, Power Man?
Yeah.
Victor Alvarez. That's him. Shout out to Dominican superheroes.
Hey.
Renee Montoya.
Representation.
What's his power set though?
Who?
Power Man.
He's powers. Wait, I'll tell you right now.
Is it not similar to like Luke Cage? Like where like I'm
his power
that would be
set
so lazy.
Is
and we're literally
skilled martial artist via chi absorption. I don't know, some Iron Fist shit. Superhuman strength and fortitude. Interesting power. What the fuck is fortitude?
I'm getting his ass whipped as a kid.
Yeah, no, but I also agree with Rod, and Chaz, nah, man. I'm okay with the name Miss Marvel for her. I like the idea of the legacy character, and I think because she's owned it, she's made it her own. Because even also technically, like, although Miss Marvel, like Carol Danvers, when she was by the name Miss Marvel, like that was also like not like her unique name, because that kind of came from Captain Marvel from before, the tree a warrior that helped give her powers, right? And so then later she basically graduated to being Captain Marvel, and so she's even taking the name. So like I feel at this point like that the Captain Marvel is just, let's pass it around. And like, and also with that too, because also I don't really know much about Kamala Khan. Like I haven't read her individual books. I'd like to one day, but there's just too much to read. But I read her in Champions and also in the Avengers when she was like, there was a run, I think by Mark Waid, where she, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Nova were Avengers, and I don't remember who else with like Falcon, Captain America, and like and others, and like the female Thor, Jane Foster Thor. And she's cool. I liked her there, and also because the Champions, also like Raj mentioned right now with the new Power Man, it's like a legacy group, right? Because there's also Spider-Man, Miles Morales, right, which is a legacy. They have a Vision's daughter, which her name is Viv, but it's like very Vision like the power set. They had the Hulk, what's Amadeus Cho version of Hulk, and so it's like, all right, like that's cool. And Nova, it's also like the other Nova, I forgot his name. He's also like Latino too. I think he's half Mexican, maybe. Actually, might be my people. I don't remember. but he's not like Richard Rider. The
Sam Alexander.
Sam
For the folks out there
Alexander.
that want to look him up, the new Nova.
Right.
Also
And
known
that's
as
cool.
Samuel Alexander.
Samuel Alejandro.
Which actually been meaning to ask you guys. I just remembered that I had mentioned that I appreciated Kamala because I had played at her as her in the Avengers game. And I know that we've all been playing it so far. What do you guys think about it?
And it's been how like it's been at this point what, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks almost, right? Since we've been playing it. I guess I'll go first because I'm the one that's played it the least, I think, from between the two of you guys. Like it's okay. Like I'm disappointed. I thought it was gonna be a lot better than what it is. It's still fun. I'm like barely like, not even halfway through the first like part of the game. I barely have the Hulk on my team. We're searching for Iron Man. It's good, but I'm like, it's glitchy. Actually, like it freezes sometimes. I get like random black screens sometimes. So I'm not happy. Every other day, right? There's like an update file to improve the game, which is cool. But it's also like, come on, man! Like I fucking paid $60 or whatever it was I wanted to get a good game. And the story's cool, but I'm not completely blown away because I remember the Spider-Man game, right? When it came out, Insomniac Spider-Man game, like I was hooked from the beginning and it's like I couldn't stop. So I'm liking the game. I'm going to keep playing the game, but I'm a little disappointed. Thoughts?
Well, me personally, I kind of see what happened with the game. So it's a bit of a layered problem in my opinion. So I think they put so much time into developing every single individual Avenger that they kind of fucked up the game development itself outside of the characters. Or like they got lazy with it. Because I really haven't experienced any glitches as far as I can tell. But I'm extremely satisfied with the way the Avengers I've used so far play as. For example, like I don't think I've ever played as the Hulk in any video game before, but I've always wanted to, and it felt so good. Like the impacts are satisfying. Like there's good game physics. I already have Iron Man, and like when he shoots the repulsor, like it feels like you're shooting a repulsor like on the controller. Like it feels great, but I can see where it takes so much effort to develop all the skill trees. Think about it. Every single Avenger has a different set of skill trees. Every single skill tree has a different set of powers that they have to animate, that they have to make sure all the figures are like on point for when you're using them. That is like, all right, that shit took effort, but it feels so good to use the Avengers. However, you could kind of tell that they kind of like, I don't know, like it kind of feels like for a game that's this advanced, it kind of feels like I'm playing the Avengers in like the Skyrim environment. I don't mean like graphics, but as far as like simplicity, I guess you can say. Like they got kind of lazy with like where these amazing characters are. But I'm very much already like I'm super excited about Avengers 2. They need to make it because I'm sure they've learned. You know what I mean? Like they already have the layout for part 2.
Damn, you're already thinking about the sequel? Like, are you
Yeah.
done with the game? Like, jeez.
I mean, it's kind of because part 1 overall is underwhelming. So I'm already looking forward to what they're going to do next with those characters because they felt so good.
Okay.
Yeah. I put thought into that shit.
Yeah, I will agree with the whole thing. That shit was fun playing with
Hell
them.
yes.
I think playing with all of them is really fun. So the game starts off at a high point. I think you get to play as each individual Avenger. Then it's a slow burn after that. So you got to have a lot of patience. Like
Yes.
I've been playing on and off. So it's an ambitious game. It's a deep game too, right? Because these are the people that make the Final Fantasy games. And it pretty much plays like a Final Fantasy with a Marvel paint job, which I'm not mad at, being a big fan of Square Enix and what they do over there. But yeah, it is a slow start. I'm not extremely like looking forward to playing each day. I could put it down and I could kind of forget about it, but I'm trying not to because it's the Avengers. But yeah, like you guys, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. But I see where it's going, and it's a slow burn, I guess. So once we get a bit deeper in the game, I think, and we still haven't played co-op, we'll see, what this game has to offer. But in terms of depth and a version of the Avengers that are very much like the movies and very versatile, like it's cool. Like playing as Iron Man, it's kind of complicated because you gotta guide him like a fucking Harrier jet. So I'm whatever. I'm whatever
Yeah.
about it.
No, and that's a good point. I agree. Exactly. I agree exactly with everything you're saying. And I think that's for me the thing that I didn't like about it a lot, because it started so well. Like that first part of the game where you get to play of all the Avengers, right? And exactly, like, oh my God, when you started playing as Hulk, like the movement, it just felt so good, and just like jumping off of the Golden Gate Bridge, right? Like it's just so dope. And especially, Iron Man, I liked it. It was a little annoying because it was a little bit hard. It wasn't as easy, but it felt challenging in a good way. And then for me, like I think Rod, we mentioned this too before, that the Black Widow character was so fucking cool to use, and fighting against Taskmaster, that was cool. And then it just really changes the pace drastically afterwards, and that's a great comparison to, like, right, you're right, Square Enix. It's like a Final Fantasy flavor to it too, which are like deep, rich fucking stories. They're slow burn at some point, but they're worth it. And you're right. All right. And I hadn't thought about it that way. I was still thinking about it more like, come on. I just want to fucking break shit and move along, and like quickly. Like it's called the Avengers, and I'm not playing as all the Avengers already. Like, come on, fuck it. Give me all the team. But all right. I'm going to give it more of a chance.
Just
exactly.
Like raw instant gratification.
Yes.
If you want that raw instant gratification, last year they dropped Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch. And we got to play that one. And I've been meaning to talk about this game since we started this podcast, but we never had the opportunity. But now we got this video game themed episode. So, gentlemen, what were your thoughts on that?
And I do want to say that we did mention it briefly a little bit I don't remember what episode it was. I think it might have been the second one or something, where we mentioned how Thanos, your roommate, basically squished our joy of playing Ultimate Alliance 3 because he took your Switch away. Well, his Switch back, right? And so now we really haven't been able to play again because Rod doesn't have a Switch. I just wanted to mention, so we've said that before. We've suffered. But we're ready to talk about it now.
Word, yo, Thanos is a jerk roommate,
and he's gonna hear this episode and understand what happened. You hear this, Thanos? We're talking about you, you jerk. Yeah. Okay. Here's my thoughts on the game. I thought that all the game mechanics were amazing, the menus were amazing, and everything. The one thing that got to me is like I felt it was hard to take the game a bit seriously, because the graphics were like a bit childish. It's kind of like the same thing I said for the Superman trailer. It looked like it was done by Fisher Price. Don't give me kid graphics and super complicated menus. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I have to take the whole experience, like a bit seriously. Those skill trees were not for children. You know what I mean? Like the expanding, the skill web, all that nonsense. But yet, the game, it kind of looks like it's trying to attract toddlers. I don't understand that part. Like, that kind of got to me. But I enjoyed the game mechanics, and I enjoyed the selection of characters.
Yes, totally. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree with that. I remember I was very, very, very excited about the game when it was coming out. I hated the design of it from the beginning, the trailers, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play it. Because also we have a history among the three of us about playing the Ultimate Alliance games before, right? The original ones.
Word.
And we've had good times playing those games. So it holds a close place to our hearts, right? To play this new game. But exactly, I remember for me, my first immediate experience of the game, because I remember I was actually going on a business trip, and so I downloaded it right before, like on the night, so I could play it on the flight and like play it on my trip, and I realized it's a pretty crappy game to play by yourself. Like, it's not, it really is, it's like 100% made for co-op. Because when we played those few times, the three of us, I had a lot of fun. Like, yeah, like the story was, like, let's just skip it. Let's just keep going and fucking like, break shit and like all these different characters that we can choose from. Like, that's cool. But like the game by itself, I think alone, I actually even haven't played it again. Like, really, like I'm only waiting to do co-op again.
Yeah,
Right, so
like
I'm in the minority. I liked the graphics. I thought
Right.
they had that Capcom flavor. And just for the fans listening, this game wasn't made by the same people that made parts 1 and 2. I believe that was Activision, and I think this one is
hence
Tecmo. I think that
hence the
made this one.
shittiness of the game.
Yeah, that's never a good sign when it switches like that. It's like, well, why are you doing
Right, so it's pretty much an all new game that they just happened to title Ultimate Alliance 3. It plays like a free to play mobile game. Even the menus look like that.
Oh, here I just looked it up. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Developed by Koei Tecmos, but Team Ninja specifically.
Team Ninja, yeah.
Team Ninja.
So, I mean, the game was all right. I actually played it all the way through by myself twice, I think.
Twice.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man.
I just liked seeing the Marvel characters and the way the game designed them. It's funny because the thing that turned you guys off brought me to play it.
Different strokes,
It's a sharp contrast to the hyper realism of PS4's Avengers, which has like real actors and stuff. This one's all cartoony.
Yeah, exactly. And that is like, because let's be real, also that's the beauty of the Switch, right? That's kind of what when you're buying a game for Nintendo Switch that you're gonna get a Nintendo-ish looking. I'm not going for like deep realism in the characters, right? Like that's what the PS4 is for, right? And because I want those cartoonish, because they're really good games, what they'll do. And so you're right. I just had my expectations were higher based on the previous versions of the game. And so that's why I was just a little bit bummed by the look, by the design. But you're right. But it's still like I had fun doing the co-op. Now that you mention it, I'm a little bit more inspired. I'll try to play it by myself. I guess probably when I get fed up with Avengers, when I'm frustrated with that shit, I'll switch to Ultimate Alliance to regain that easiness, joy, just fucking simple game, and then try to go back to Avengers.
Yeah, fuck that joy. The animation in that game was shit. But I don't know, like they just something about Ultimate Alliance because it has so many characters. There's people that you never get to play. Like it's kind of like they have like a hostage situation going on. It's like if I want to play as Ghost Rider, is he in that game? In UA3, look at that. Like, all right, so if I want to play as Ghost Rider, I have to play UA3. And let's be honest, who the fuck doesn't want to play as Ghost Rider? No matter what animation it is, like, but. Shit, man! I just wish it was just a little sharper.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I bothered like playing it because you can pick all the X-Men, not all of the X-Men, of course.
Damn,
the popular X-Men.
Oh shit!
The ones that the fans know, those 5 or 6. They have like the Avengers. They had the Netflix dudes. That was my team right off the bat. I had to have Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and what's the chick with the size? Electro. Yeah, that was my team.
And I was excited too. Also, and I haven't actually played this. Have you guys done, like, because they had cool expansion packs, right? Or like the downloadable shit, and they had a Fantastic Four one, and I'm like, fucking love the Fantastic Four. I'm like, I want to play as a Fantastic Four, but I think I bought it. I think I bought the downloaded thing, but I haven't done it. Did you guys get to do that? Because it doesn't have like God Doom involved in the story, so that's fucking cool. God Doom.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I think I had looked into the gallery to see like what the DLCs were, and I think I said that one was gonna drop, but it hadn't dropped yet, so it was a long ass time ago. But if that shit is out, think about it though. So even though the regular game, since you essentially insert any arrangement of superheroes you want, and like a generic storyline, you get what I mean? That's a Fantastic Four game on that DLC. That's different. I might play that shit. That's straight up a Fantastic Four game. That's crazy. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the trailer, because the trailer, what hooked me was like, it's the Fantastic Four, and they were showing God Doom. And so we mentioned the Secret War story by Jonathan Hickman and awesome art by Esad Ribic. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Where basically the multiverse in Marvel is destroyed, and then but there's one planet that it's a mix of different versions of the multiverse that's basically held in place by the will of Doom, of Doctor Doom, because he obtained this fucking godlike powers, and he has this dope like sleek white armor on, and it looks fucking dope as shit. And so I was like, I gotta play that, and then I never did.
Damn, I might have to get a Switch now.
Yeah.
Should I just face Thanos in combat and try to win the Switch back?
Do it.
He's out there, man. Fuck.
If you do it, please like record it. Let's have it be a part of the episode. Like just have him come in or something, and we can talk shit.
Damn.
I suggest you challenge Thanos to Kumite.
Oh,
He's inevitable though.
Fuck him. But moving on from Thanos the jerk. So those are our thoughts on some stuff that we've recently played in the past and some stuff we're dabbling in now. But are you guys playing anything else aside from the straight up comic book related stuff? I think that Miguel has just recently discovered one of the greatest games in history, and by that I mean The Witcher.
hell yes. And I want to say thanks. I want to give thanks basically to Henry Cavill and the Netflix show, because that Witcher show blew me away. I loved it, and that's what got me into Witcher. And then I want to say thanks to Chess, because Chess, I by that point was already super into The Witcher, which I had no idea. And then you put me onto like the video game, right? Like the what's it called, the Wild Hunt, right?
Yeah. I've only played part 3 because I believe the first 2 were PC games.
Right.
But even so, when I upgrade my laptop, which I plan to do in the future, I think I might play them. But I've only played part 3, which is on console, which is The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. Yeah.
Yes, no, and the game is fucking beautiful. It's huge. It's like it's such a deep story, and it's a big ass game. Like I have to stop playing it after a while to just like get out of that world. And it's also cool because I'm also reading the books too, and they're fucking cool. So even for fellow comic book lovers out there, you know, Witcher books would be close to, you know, like the like a graphic novel that I highly recommend for people to read. But yeah, the Witcher game's fantastic, and I got excited speaking with news, right, that they said for the PS5, they're going to give you a remastered version of the Witcher Last Hunt for the PS5. So I'm actually excited because I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna be done with the game before that the console comes out. So I might as well just finish the game fucking in that sleek upgrade that they'll get.
Yeah, man, I think that might be like, which I'm gonna play that. I think that might be my like 4th or 5th replay of the game.
Jesus.
It's that awesome. And especially since like I believe on like book 3 of the series or 4, something like that. I can tell you the people at Project Red, they pulled the world from the books into the game. They didn't try to put a spin on it. Like now when I read the books, I see the game. Because I played the game first, and it's like, wow, oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Rod, you've never played The Witcher, right?
No, but I want to say major shout out to Henry Cavill. The world needs you to be Superman, dude. Come back to us.
If you had a choice, if Henry Cavill could only play one role, either as Superman or The Witcher, I know what you're gonna say, but like let's just see, what would you guys choose?
All right, I want to say that I haven't finished season 1 of The Witcher. It's only 1 season now, right?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't. Maybe I got to give it another go around, but I couldn't get into it. But obviously, Superman.
Chaz?
I don't know, man. He's a great Geralt, dude. Oh my god, like that is one perfect casting. I mean, there might have been like 1 or 2 other people out there, like possible, but. I don't know. You know what? There could be other Supermen out there. I'll take him as Geralt of Rivia.
That's right. Same here, man. Geralt, you have to give it to him because I think I've said this before. Not to go back to Snyder, but like I've said it before, because I love Henry Cavill as Superman. Like he looks the part. I just don't think he's been directed well. I don't think he's been given a good script. Right, and so I want to see him as. I would give him the chance to do another Superman movie, not under Zack Snyder or Joss Whedon, right? But as Geralt, like he fucking looks the part, and he just acts perfectly as the character. Like no, like I would hands down, I would rather him stay as that. We can get other Superman.
That was an unexpected majority.
Speaking of Geralt, I just recently bought Soul Calibur 6. I've been a big fan of that series. I haven't played all the installments, but when the first one dropped on Sega Dreamcast, shout out to Sega Dreamcast, best console ever. I love the Soul Calibur. I poured hours and hours into like mastering each character. This is back when like we had all the time in the world to not do shit.
Right.
And Geralt is a character in Soul Calibur 6. So
Wait,
I'll try him
what?
out.
Yeah.
he's-
He's part of the lineup. That shit is crazy.
Oh shit.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
A new soul arrives.
I haven't played that shit in forever. Woof. There's definitely some good memories on the Dreamcast playing Soul Calibur. Definitely.
Yeah, I've actually never played that game. I've never played it.
Yeah. I only I only remember playing the early versions when Rod used to whoop my ass as a kid playing fighting games all the time.
Classic Rod.
Yeah, and I think aside, I'm also I'm currently on my third playthrough of The Witcher. I'm also replaying Skyrim for like the third time, I think, or something like that. So I'm hopping in between games here and there. But I also do have to finish the DLCs for Spider-Man.
Yes. And actually, yeah, so that's the other thing I've been playing quite a bit. Because actually, especially now when I've been frustrated with the Avengers, I've gone back to the Spider-Man game because I haven't finished the DLCs either. I'm on the last one and I'm halfway through it. And they're just so good. The game's so good. But actually, that reminds me, this is some news that we haven't talked about. Just to go back, so right, we were mentioning the remastering for games are getting remastered for the PS5, and they just announced right that they're gonna do that for the Insomniac Spider-Man game, and not just remastering. Apparently, they basically recasted Peter Parker. They're giving us a new Peter Parker, like. If you guys should see like online, we'll post a photo or something. But like, gee, what do you guys think of the change of look?
That is so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, look, it's the same game, just with a different, and I'm doing air quotes here, actor. Like, same everything. I'm like, just like, how much better? How much better could those graphics get? Come on, really? Yo, that's fucking bleeding edge graphics. At this point, like a PS5 remaster of the Insomniac Spider-Man is the actual knife for the cutting of the edge. That's the bleeding edge. Like, that's what, like, you know what I mean? Or however that would go. But it doesn't make any sense to just put in a different avatar and keep the game the same.
Yeah, I was a fan of the OG version now. Like it looked very Peter Parker. I don't know why. Well, the guy that they changed him for is a more Tom Holland-esque guy. He looks a little younger. Maybe they're, I don't know, going for that. But it's whatever. Maybe they'll make the OG do the skin, or maybe it's like legal shit. Maybe he just wasn't with it, or they fired him. I don't know. Who knows what the fuck is going on?
Like the real actor that his likeness was based off of. He's like, no, you can't use my likeness again. I gotta get a raise, all this kind of stuff. And they're like, yeah, fuck you, man. Boom.
Yeah, we can just get somebody else, dude.
We're done.
Norman Osborn, though. That was one of the coolest looking Norman Osborns ever in that game.
Yeah. No, and also I felt because also like it felt almost like I'm like betrayed, right? Because I don't know, because I felt like I grew to love that Peter Parker, right? Like I spent so much time in that game and like everything he went through, right? And it's just like what the hell? Like I don't know, like just changing him up like that, like it hurt like in my soul, you know? No. Like
why? He doesn't lindo anymore. He was more lindo in the first phase. I don't know what's going on.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
And just a quick shout out to Silver Sable in that game. Epic ass character. I really enjoyed seeing her fleshed out a bit more story wise.
Yes, and she's a big part of the Spider-Man lore, and so it's good to see her in the game. And then and in the DLC, she's a complete badass. Like she's heavily showcased in the DLCs.
Oh, really?
Just like, oh yeah, a lot. It's nice. especially in the last one. But it's really fucking cool because the DLCs really basically deal with like the crime underbelly, and it's like it's focused on Hammerhead, Black Cat, and Silver Sable, and like shit among all of them. And it's dope. It's very cool.
Oh, nice. I definitely can't wait to check that out. What have you been playing, Rod? Anything?
No, it's just a Soul Calibur 6. I downloaded.
Nice. Now, quick question. Since you mentioned Soul Calibur 6, what do you consider to be the best fighting game of all time, in your personal opinion?
We talking comics or anything goes?
Let me think on that.
Let's do
Now,
comics. Let's do comics.
Let's at least focus on comic books.
Let's do
Come
comic
on.
books.
It's the
This is a
Legion
comic
on
book
Zoom.
podcast. All right. Best comic book fighting game. All right, it's a toss-up. I'm gonna tell you the toss-up, but then I'm gonna tell you the clear winner. X-Men Children of the Atom. That dropped like in 95 or something like that from Capcom. And it was a fighting game with the X-Men characters, you know, by Capcom, the kings of fighting games. And it had a very Jim Lee-esque style to it, the way it looked. I remember seeing that game and just falling in love with playing with Wolverine, Psylocke, Iceman. So yeah, that game was awesome. So shout out to Marvel with that one. But the best fighting game is Injustice 2. I love this game. I put hours and hours into this fighting game, which is rare, right? Because fighting games are usually experienced like when you have a partner, a buddy, or you're online. I don't know why you'd put yourself through that, but some people play online. But this game had a deep story and just a deep like armor system. So you can like, you know, get Wonder Woman with her Linda Carter outfit and she gets certain buffs with that, or the Gal Gadot costume, and that'll give her certain buffs. So yeah, Injustice 2, if you haven't played it, there's probably like an Ultimate Champion Edition out by now. Should be cheap. Really good game. Solid story. Check it out.
Yeah, I played that game. That shit was fun. I mean, I didn't put hours and hours into it because I suck at fighting games. So I was definitely only playing it for the story and to use the characters. But yeah, that shit was fun. The story was great and the characters were like epic to use.
Yeah, no, I agree, because also for me too, I'm not big into fighting games because I'm not good at fighting games. I just don't have the patience to have to learn like all the moves and all that kind of. I'm like, and I know they're about the same. If you learn them for one game, you kind of recreate them in a way for every other game. But I'm like, I don't know, it's not my strength, and it's like not. And so I actually started playing Injustice 2 a few months ago. And I liked it, but yeah, no, I just quickly realized like fighting games are not for me, and I just get immediately like, no, like the only fighting game that I really do like a lot, but I don't think it'll count. It's the Super Smash Bros. Like the whole series of different games of Super Smash Bros. And the last one from the Ultimate one in on the Switch, but I don't think that wouldn't count, right? Because like, there's no comic book characters there.
No.
No.
It's like, why not? Maybe for the next one, they gotta throw a Marvel guy in there.
Totally. Yeah.
Spider-Man is the obvious choice.
Hell yes. But I know, but I just wanted to say, because I like the deep cut, dude, though, because I do remember I love those Capcom arcade fucking games, and that X-Men one was so fucking good, and even the ones that they came out afterwards, right? The one that was just like Marvel versus Capcom, like those are fucking fun. So those fighting games I do enjoy, but especially like that in a group, or like actually like back in the day, like going to an actual arcade. Like I remember like, being a kid. I haven't been to an arcade in fucking years, like a decade or something. I don't know.
If I had to have a choice, though, I would say best superhero fighting game, in my opinion, the first Marvel versus Capcom. The first one.
Why?
The first one, yeah. I don't know. Like I think like by 2 or 3, I think they were a tad overwhelming aesthetically, even though they had some of the best like stage music ever. But the first one, like the sheer shock value, the character selection was awesome. The specials were so satisfying.
Hell yes.
Yeah, but I think definitely. And I mean, come on now, you got the best of the best. You got the best from Marvel and the best from Capcom. You know, you get like Iron Man versus Ryu. That's sick. Like it was. I think for me that'd be my choice.
It's interesting how like Capcom and who are the Mortal Kombat people? Anyway, that's like their main rivals, right? Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Shadow Realm Studios,
Justice, yeah, NetherRealm.
NetherRealm, Shadow Realm. Yeah, NetherRealm.
Some Yu-Gi-Oh right there. Yeah, so it's funny. The Mortal Kombat people took the DC property. They first made Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. I never played that one, but that was like the precursor to Injustice. And then Capcom took, Marvel, and they fought against them in their video games. But I agree with you. Part 1 was the best.
And why was part 1 the best? I don't know the games like that. I'm like, aren't they all kind of the same? And then it's just like
it got wild. I mean,
Yeah.
I played a little bit of part 3, and that one has jazzed up graphics, and that one was just extreme. Like one of my neighbors' new kid was just whooping my butt. I'm like, this is too much for my brain. My mid-30s brain can't take all these graphics.
Yeah, like the best way to like describe 2 and 3 were like that Kylo Ren meme, like more. It was like more of the game. Like, all right, like it was good.
Like, don't fix what ain't broke, right? Like, just like, leave it as is.
Something like that. But yeah, all right. Now, while we're on the topic, still of favorites, what about favorite co-op game?
Oh. You guys are the ones with the most extensive video game history. So
and it's gonna tie back. It's Ultimate Alliance Part 1. That is the most satisfying Marvel experience I've ever had in a video game. Period.
Damn, that's a good question, dude. Like, that is a big question to answer. Shit.
And I don't remember we played that before, right? Like we together, right? Like, would we only play the second one? For those of you who are out,
I played part 1 so many times.
Yeah.
For those of you out there that might not know, so there's a long history that we would all hang out at Rod's place, and actually, so Rod and I were roommates for like a year and change or something, and we got a lot of gaming done there, and plus I remember playing a lot the Ultimate Alliance, but I don't remember if it was the second one or the first. What's the first one
about?
Part
2.
I'm pretty sure.
First one is Doom, right? Doom is on some Cosmic Cube stuff. I don't even remember, man. It's great.
I don't remember the ending because for some reason I don't think I ever got past the campaign. Like I never got past Asgard for some reason. Like
I'm sure we beat it.
No, for some reason it's like we would play it up to a point, and then you and then your little brother would always finish it.
Shout out to Joey.
Fact, shout out to Joey. I didn't want to know if I could like just go up and say his name or not on air, but yeah, shout out to Joey.
Let's get his address and everything. Fuck it.
Definitely a lot of gaming done. But damn, best comment. Shit. You know what?
Joey enjoys sketchy looking male.
I think it would definitely have to be the first Ultimate Alliance then. Like, oh no!
You already said it. I'm gonna say it. The best one. Oh, but it's a comic book one. What the?
Exactly.
Oh, what the hell are you gonna say?
Diablo. Sorry.
But that's like straight up gaming. But going comic oriented, I would say Batman: Wrath of Sin Tzu.
Ooh, shit!
I don't even know what game that is. Like,
okay,
enlighten
for the
me.
fans. Okay, all right, cool. So, Ches, may I introduce this game?
Of course, go ahead.
I don't remember who made it, but I think it was Acclaim. But one of my fact checkers, please confirm this, is Batman: Rise of Sin Tzu. It was like a sequel to the first Batman Vengeance game that came out on PS2, based off of the animated series. So, and that was like a one-player action adventure game, like whatever, The Witcher and all that stuff. But then the sequel, Rise of Sin Tzu, turned into like a co-op beat 'em up, which I completely welcomed and enjoyed. And it had an original villain made by Jim Lee, named Sin Tzu, made for the video game. And whether he's canonical to Batman the Animated Series or not, in the game he was intended to become a character in that universe. So shout out to Jim Lee.
Yes. I just googled it. Batman Rises. Yeah, it was created by developed and published by Ubisoft with Warner Brothers.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, and I'm seeing the cover right now, and I have never seen this in my life.
We put a lot of
the
hours
very
into
first
that
time
game.
that you can play as Nightwing in a video game. Yeah. And for the fans that don't know, I am a fanatic of the character.
We put a lot of hours in button mashing into Wrath of Sin Tzu. That game was fun, dude. Or is it Sun Tzu? I think it's Sun Tzu. But yeah,
It's Sinsu, right?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, yeah.
spoof
Sin,
of
yeah,
Sun
yeah,
Tzu.
But yeah, dude, that game was so much fun. Oh my goodness. Like,
Yeah.
woo, I forgot all about that until now.
Damn, yo, good one. Fuck.
You can play co-op as Batman and Nightwing, and who else?
Robin.
Batgirl and Tim Drake Robin.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
Yep.
and they all had like skill trees and shit. Like it was a pretty badass game.
Yep.
It was a pretty badass game, definitely.
Damn, that's a good pick.
Yeah, that was a gem.
It'll be cool to see what is it next year, right? Where then we're gonna try the next co-op game,
Oh
Gotham
yeah,
Knights.
Gotham Knights.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so excited about that
Nightwing
game.
and Batgirl and yeah. Hell yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna keep digging down this rabbit hole of favorites, and then I realized, like, are there really any good like superhero like adventure games like that are like not really co-op?
Well, we just mentioned Spider-Man, right? That falls into that category.
That counts, yeah. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, does it win it unanimously then? Because like, if you think about
no. Okay, so I guess I'll go first.
Do
because
it.
I have strong opinions.
I'm sure you do.
Obviously, gonna go with any of the installments to the Arkham series, the Batman Arkham series.
Oh.
Wow.
Arguably
Oh,
the
word, yeah.
greatest
Yeah.
action. I think it came at a time when people really didn't care about like superhero. I don't know. It wasn't taking that seriously. And this Arkham Asylum, the first game came out and won Game of the Year. You had Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy reprising their roles. I forget who wrote the story, but it was a notable writer. And I fell in love with that game. And it just got better and better with each subsequent installment. So the Arkham series is the best comic book action adventure game.
Yeah, you know what? I think in trying to remember the Wrath of Sin Tzu, I might have pushed out the Arkham series like an idiot. So I think I'm gonna go with the Arkham series as the best. Damn it. Yeah. Oh my god. Like, and you know what? I'll even go as far as to say that is my favorite bat suit in all of bat lore is the Arkham Mach. Is it Mach 2 or Mach 3? I think it's like Mach 2 by
The
like part
Arkham
3.
Knight or City?
No, Arkham
the final
Knight.
one.
Yeah, the final dude when he puts that shit on the rooftop. That shit is literally like half a step away from like an Iron Man suit that moves like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like,
it's the most
what?
Iron Man-esque Batman that there is.
And it moves with and it moves with total fluidity. I mean, aside from like the actual armored Batman, that bulky one that fights Superman, but like when he puts on that suit, oh, that is the best bat suit. I don't care. That is the best bat suit. Fuck every other version.
And actually, so quick, just shout out because I looked it up. So the writer for the game was none other than Paul Dini.
Paul Dini. I was gonna say that, but
Yo,
I wasn't sure.
Of Batman fame, like it's like shit. Like he's a fantastic writer, shit. Like, and so with that, actually, so I do want to say I want to take advantage of this moment because I think you guys know this, but this is one of my biggest shames. This is a shameful thing I'm about to share. I've never played these games, the Batman ones. Like I've never have. I've lived like vicariously through Rod though, right? Because like when we were living together, you played through the last
first
one.
one.
Oh, the first one, right? The first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like that was fucking a blast just to see you play the game, and it was like fun to watch. And I just recently bought the last one. Arkham City, is it right?
Arkham Knight,
yes. And so I just got that one. Because for me it was thanks to Spider-Man, because the Spider-Man game just fucking blew my mind, and and hearing all of you guys talk about so highly about the game, and comparing it to the Spider-Man game, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check it out. Yeah. But yes, it's I'm gonna probably get some hate mail or hate fucking messages or something, but fuck you guys, I don't care.
Yeah.
What do you got as the best? I think it's obvious, right?
For me,
yes, the best action adventure game.
Shit, I gotta think about. I think it just has to be Spider-Man. Like
it has to be. It's the best Spider-Man game.
It's the best Spider-Man game, exactly, dude. Like just because even like right now, like I just have so much fun just to be able to swing through the city. Like there's so much good stuff about it, and like the whole story is fantastic. And who wrote the story for that game? I think we talked about it before, but it must have been somebody awesome, right? Or was it just them that did it? I have no idea. We'll look it up or something. But yes, it's my favorite game. That's the fucking best.
And I mean, speaking about best, like writers for games and stuff like that, is the one thing that I'm surprised about is the progression of the storylines in these games. You know what I mean? Like, there's a massive difference between the Insomniac Spider-Man game and the earlier Spider-Man game story-wise. This one has like a depth that is just amazing. And even with that, like the Batman games, that like that whole storyline, 1, 2, and 3, that might, like, each one of those is like top-notch Batman lore.
Word.
Yeah.
And I think just recently, I think this last year, this is because I love Batman, right? So I do read the books. I haven't played the game though, but it's that they just introduced the Arkham Knight character in the books, in the Detective Comics story that was written by James Tynion IV, right? I think it was that he was running that.
No, he's doing Batman. Let me see, this Arkham Knight. But yeah, the writer for the Spider-Man games, I'm not sure if these are like notable comic book writers, because I've never seen these names, but it's John Paquette, Benjamin Arfman, Kelly Beecham. I have no idea who those people are.
Well, kudos to them anyway, though, for like you guys for not being probably. Yeah, I'm sorry if you're famous writer. Well, you're not famous writers for comic books, so we don't know you. But like, if you're comic book writers, good job on fucking the game, man. And if you're not, like, even better, fucking awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
so you actually took the words out of my mouth. I was going to mention that the Arkham Knight got introduced into the comic books now, and the writer is Peter J. Tomasi.
Oh yes,
He's done a lot of great Batman stuff.
Hell yes.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that story. They got to make it different. So spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert!
Right.
For the fans who haven't played Arkham Knight, the Arkham Knight
Like
is
me.
none other than, drumroll please, Jason Todd. So, it's a big reveal, and we kind of saw it coming, but whatever. But obviously for the comic book, they just totally redid the storyline for the character.
Right.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say something along those lines, like, and even ask about it. Like, it can't play out the same way.
No.
There's
Imagine
interesting shit going on with that character in Three Jokers. I don't want to turn this into a what you're reading segment, but
let's hold
I'm
on.
reading Three Jokers. And
We all are. And side note, I actually got to buy my copy of issue 2 today and read that. So
I have it, but I haven't read it yet. But speaking about the books, I know because I knew that it was Jason Todd already in the game, which was like surprising, obviously, because Jason Todd, we know who he's been. So I thought that I'm excited to play the game to see how they do that in terms of like giving this new life to a character that we've seen portrayed already in very different ways. And in the comic books, I think I liked that. I thought it was kind of cool. You like, spoiler alert for people, I guess. Like Rod, I'm assuming you know who Arkham Knight is in the book.
Yeah, do we want to spoil that?
Yeah, no, we don't want to, or like it's kind of revealed in the first book, no? Like,
I mean, simple. Just put a spoiler alert here, and then just keep it moving.
I get it.
Spoiler alert!
All right, yeah, because it's
an all new character, so
exactly, it's supposed to be the daughter of Dr. Arkham, right? Like the main person in charge of the Arkham Asylum.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And
or the current, like, it's probably like a family lineage of Arkham dudes that are fucking running this madhouse.
How no elected official in Gotham has made an attempt to shut down a non-effective insane asylum that literally makes criminals at this point is beyond me. Arkham is so impractical. I know we went way off topic, but like I felt like someone had to say it. It's never really been discussed. Like, there's a lot of stupid shit that happens in Gotham, but why is Arkham Asylum not closed down?
And actually, speaking of that too, because obviously, like in the DC universe, right? Like, there's so many good prisons, right? Like, it's like Arkham Asylum. It's not a prison, right? But it's like the worst. It's the easiest one to get out of. Like, what's the fucking point, right? Because we have like Blackgate, right? Where isn't that like the Amanda Waller, where they have the Suicide Squad, and then there's the one in the Flash, which I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but it's another big one where he has all his rogues gallery there. And I'm like, why does Batman get the shitty one?
And isn't there someone that's in like the microverse, like the atom helps shrink down too? Or am I just completely making that up? And that's a really good idea.
Oh, that's cool.
Didn't Marvel do that?
Oh no, yeah, that was Reed Richards. That I think he has one in the
Yeah,
or some
Marvel
shit like
did
that.
that.
No,
Some
but
shit like that.
exactly what they did exactly, because I think this was part of the Civil War stuff that happened afterwards when
Yeah.
they did the Superhuman Registration Act. What they ended up doing, which is I think it was like his 42nd idea or something. I think it's called 42. I got to double check that. But it's a prison in the negative zone. That's where they had that kind of prison. So it's kind of like that idea of like not necessarily microverse, but it's in a whole other dimension. That was made by Reed Richards, one of his worst ideas ever, because that was really cold of him. Cold.
I respect that, but yeah, we went way off topic.
Yeah, all right.
No, yeah, but definitely, dude. Like, I just freaking love the Arkham series. Yeah, I think that has to be. To be honest, I think the Arkham series might be one of the best games, like in a series. Point blank, they were just so well made. Just so well made, and so much in the expansion packs too. You get to play as like Robin, like as Nightwing again, like just with like so much high definition graphics. It's kind of like this set the platform for that amazing Gotham Knights we're all drooling over.
Yeah.
Like it came from this.
Yeah, and even more officially, the Suicide Squad game in 2022 is like the legitimate successor to the Arkham series. But yeah, I'm looking forward to both. I'm playing the fuck out of both those games.
Hell yes.
Yeah, man. You know what? Thinking about that damn Arkham Knight game, I actually have that in my library, and I recently deleted it. I'm gonna go play that shit right now, man.
And if you do, use the Batfleck skin so that you kind of feel like you're playing the Snyderverse.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go so far away from that I'm gonna use the Adam West skin, and then I'm gonna use the Christian Bale skin.
Ooh, which looks kind of cool. I'm not mad at that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna use the Adam. Oh, and that's just another side topic. The skins are cool. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go play that shit right now. So, guys, it's always a pleasure. It is always an honor. You guys are the best gentlemen on earth.
What? No, I thought there's one thing left that we were going to mention. No, the side-scrolling stuff.
Damn, but that was a beautiful closer.
No.
I like
closer.
the closer. No. It's like it was so cool. I'm gonna leave right now. And this shit is over.
Yeah, exactly. Like.
No. Because because
Alfonso Soriano right now. He's the.
Because that was the one last thing I was wondering for us to mention, because I was curious, right? Because we've gone through most of the genres of the comic book potential video games, right? And so, what would be the classic video games or side-scrolling games, right? That's kind of like where games started with that. What would be the best comic book related side-scrolling game?
I mean, I think there's been more shitty ones than good ones, to be honest.
But the most memorable one.
Let me see. The one.
Are we talking like pure left and right, like Mario, or like Streets of Rage 4, where you can go left, right, and up and down on the screen?
Damn.
I mean, like the only thing I could really think about is maybe Maximum Carnage, but that's about it.
That'd be like a beat 'em up. I don't know. I guess it's a side scroller too. I don't know. Get into the nuances of games and shit.
But weren't you thinking something else, Chess? I think with Our Powers and Legion on Zoom, I was reading your mind. You had something about a Batman side-scrolling game or some shit?
Oh, no. I mean, but that's what I meant by what I said originally. It was just the fact that, like, there was one specific Batman game. I don't know if it was called Batman and Robin, but I remember playing it on Sega Genesis, and that game was horrifying.
Yeah. I think that was a straight left and right. The one that was based off the animated series?
I think so, but I remember the characters kind of having like the Mortal Kombat 1 graphics where it was like a little realistic, something like that.
Oh, the movie game.
Yeah.
Oh, like Batman Forever was, oh my God, one of the most frustrating experiences for adolescent me was playing Batman Forever.
Yeah, I think that's the game I'm thinking about. That game
made
was
by the Mortal Kombat
garbage.
guys.
Oh, really? Shit. Okay. I remember that game. I don't really played it, but like
the real game begins. That was a Jim Carrey. Shout out to Jim Carrey. One of the few highlights in Batman Forever.
Hell yes.
Release the Schumacher cut.
Yes.
Let's never release the Schumacher cut. And even thinking about that disgusting Batman game just made me feel dirty.
For me, like I was just thinking, because then that brought me back actually, like some fucking like triggered old memories from fucking being a kid. Because for example, I thought of two games. Like one, technically this would count. Wouldn't the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game from Super Nintendo, right? Was it or NES? Because they're comic books. They're based on comic books. And you guys remember that game? It was just like it's just side scrolling, and it was fucking fun.
Hell yeah,
game.
Turtles in Time is one of the greatest video games ever made.
Word, exactly. And then the other game, more like truer to our comic book roots, is like I remember this old school X-Men game that I would just play in arcades where like you could play as Dazzler, Colossus,
Oh hell yeah,
Nightcrawler, Wolverine in the brown suit.
Yeah, I never got
Cyclops. Like that was
okay. So I think we're in the beat 'em up right now. We're in the beat 'em up category.
That's more. Yeah, you're right.
But there was a pure side scroller, X-Men on Super Nintendo. It's called X-Men Mutant Apocalypse or some shit, and it was done by Capcom. And so again, it has the Jim Lee influence. That one was pretty cool.
Nice.
I think Capcom has been, pretty cool with the Marvel property. What they've done with it.
Nice. All right. I got that off my chest. Thank you guys for.
And now, after going through that harrowing, disgusting experience to remember such a shitty game, I'm gonna go play Arkham Knight with even more conviction, and I'm still gonna use the Adam West skin. I'm gonna go cleanse my soul with far better graphics and pretend that shitty ass Batman Forever game never happened. Thanks for the memories.
You're welcome.
And on that note, gentlemen, as always, it's an honor, it's a pleasure, and I love you guys. This is always super fun. We play no games, yet we play games. As always, I'm Ches.
And I'm Miguel.
I'm Rod.
Peace, everybody.
Later.
Legion on Zoom, starring and produced by Jose Perez, aka Ches, Rodney Martinez, and myself, Miguel Arce. Click subscribe on wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or shoot us an email at legiononzoom@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Legion on Zoom.